friends and fellow military modelers. Welcome to Sci-Fi Dragon Models. On July 9th, 2024, I posted a video titled A Super Hellcat Kit Bash. In that video, I created an M18 Super Hellcat by combining parts from an Academy M18 Hellcat kit and an Academy M36 Jackson kit. I found the Academy M18 kit very well detailed and easy to build. Shortly after completing my Super Hellcat, I watched a YouTube video documenting Tamiya's new M18 Hellcat kit. Tamiya has been my #1 favorite kit maker for like decades. So I was rather intrigued by the Tamiya M18 kit I saw in that video. Despite having a stash of over 300 military kits on hand, I decided to add one more and get the Tamiya kit, just to see if it was really as good as it looked in the video. Well, I wasn't disappointed at all. The Tamiya kit is terrific. But is it as good as the highly detailed Academy kit? In this video, I'm going to do a comparison of these two kits. Obviously, any comments I make about things I like or dislike about each kit are strictly personal preferences based on my 60 years or so of model building. Okay, let's dive into this kit review. Building any model begins by reading the instructions. So it seems appropriate to begin this review by examining both kits' instruction booklets. The front page of the Academy kit instructions features a fairly complete description of the real M18's physical and performance characteristics. It never hurts to learn a bit about the real vehicle you're modeling. Tamiya's front page has no data about the real M18, but it provides the, basic read the instructions before you begin notes. These are useful for beginners, but not necessary for experienced builders. Tamiya's cover page provides a list of paints needed to finish the model. Of course, as you would expect, these are all Tamiya paints. This is helpful if you're a beginner, but it's only a rough guide for experienced modelers who use more precise military colors, such as are available from MiG Ammo, Vallejo, or Mission models. The bottom of Tamiya's front page has a list of the modeling tools needed to build the kit. Again, this is helpful for beginners, but not necessary for experienced modelers. The last page of the Academy instructions has a sprues chart, which is useful for locating parts, especially the smaller ones, without having to examine every sprue every time you need a new part. Tamiya's back page has painting and decaling instructions. Again, these are useful for beginners, but not necessarily needed by experienced modelers. The Academy and Tamiya instructions follow the same format, using only illustrations. Neither booklet has any written instructions beyond providing coloring information for parts or sub-assemblies. Academy isolates enlarged views of small parts assemblies in boxes, while Tamiya simply includes the sub-assembly instructions as part of the appropriate step without using exploded views. Overall, both sets of instructions are pretty well organized and easy to follow. It's actually hard to say which instructions are any better than the other. I suppose that depends on what you expect or need from a kit's instructions. Overall, I'd say both kits have equally high-quality parts with crisp detailing and little or no flash to remove or discernible seam lines to scrape off. Here's where it gets interesting. Let's compare some of the major features of each kit. I'll point out differences between the two kits in no particular order. Both kits have a nicely detailed fighting compartment. The individual parts and overall assembly are different, but I think the build-up results will be about the same. The Academy kit has a complete driver's compartment, including control levers in the upper hull and a well-detailed transmission unit between the driver and co-driver seats. The Tamiya kit has no driver compartment details at all. Each kit has a tripod for mounting the .50 caliber anti-aircraft machine gun off the M18 so it can be used to defend against ground assaults. These tripods have their third leg molded as a separate part. The Tamiya tripod also has the 2 foot pads on the long legs molded as separate parts. To me, these small parts are unnecessary as they add no more realism than the foot pads that are molded onto the tripod legs in the Academy kit. The upper hulls in these two kits are very different parts. The transmission cover plate is molded onto the glacis plate in the Academy kit. It's a separate piece in the Tamiya kit. I'm not sure Tamiya's separate cover plate will add any more realism than the molded plate, but it's fine. The engine air intake grids and vents on the rear of the upper hull are an entirely different matter. Here, the Tamiya kit is definitely outclassing the Academy kit. In the Tamiya kit, the engine vents are separate pieces that are beautifully molded with cleanly opened vents that you can see right through. These will look much more realistic than the molded-on details on the Academy hull. Assembling the running gear on these two kits is very different. In the Academy kit, the drive sprockets, road wheels, and idlers are attached to their respective axles by polycaps, which leaves them free to rotate. Having rotatable drive sprockets makes attaching the tracks easier. In the Academy kit, only the return rollers have to be glued in place. The Tamiya kit uses polycaps also, but only in the drive sprockets. The instructions indicate the road wheels and idlers have to be glued on, as well as the return rollers. This is not a big deal. The wheels don't need to turn once the kit is finished. The Academy kit seems a bit better than the Tamiya kit when it comes to the M18's tracks. The Academy kit gives the builder a choice between classic rubber tracks or nicely molded section and link tracks. The Academy hard tracks are on their own separate sprues, molded in a nice dull steel color. You don't have to paint these. A little weathering to match your road wheels and lower hull should do nicely. The Tamiya kit offers only hard tracks. The Tamiya hard tracks are molded on a sprue along with numerous other parts, so they're the same dark green color as the rest of the sprue. You'll have to paint these in a steel or metallic gray color before weathering them. Back to the M18's interior. The Tamiya kit sponson floors are molded as separate parts. Personally, I prefer the Academy kit's tub-type lower hull with the sponsons molded in place. However, the Tamiya kit is more realistic when it comes to the spare cannon shells stored on the sponsons. The Academy kit has 4 shells molded onto each sponson, but the Tamiya kit has 2 layers of shells molded as separate parts, which will look much more realistic. Furthermore, as these are separate parts, these shells will be much easier to paint before installing them in the hull. The Academy kit has the front fenders molded as part of the upper hull. The Tamiya kit is a little better as it gives the modeler a choice of two different styles of fenders. The headlights in the Academy kit come in two parts, the light and the lens. But the lens is opaque, solid green plastic that you have to paint silver. Tamiya's headlights are far superior. The light is hollow and can be painted silver inside, and the lens is clear plastic, which will result in a much more realistic looking headlight. The Academy kit, however, has separate parts for the driver's hatch periscopes and the periscope covers. If you build the hatches in the open position, you're going to have to install the periscopes. But if you build your M18 buttoned up, you can attach the periscope covers in the down position and omit the periscopes. The Tamiya kit has its periscope covers molded in the down position on top of each hatch. There are periscopes, but only inside the hatches. They don't show through the top of the hatch. Personally, I don't see the point in having these periscopes. The only way to see them is to attach the hatches in the open position, but there's no driver's compartment to be seen through an open hatch, so why bother? The turret assembly in both kits are about the same. They're both well detailed inside and out. Both have nicely detailed gun breeches inside the turrets, as well as very detailed turret baskets. The Tamiya turret does have more interior details on the turret walls than the Academy kit, and has separate parts for the tie-down loops on the outside of the turret. Hopefully these will look a little better than the tie-downs that are molded onto the exterior of the Academy turret. The Academy kit is better than the Tamiya kit when it comes to the gun's mantle. The Academy kit provides options for a bare gun mantle or one with the dust cover in place. The Tamiya kit has no option for a bare gun mantle. Also, the Tamiya dust cover is a 3-piece assembly. Another example of extra and unnecessary parts. The Academy dust cover is molded as a single part and slips right into place. The Academy kit comes with a classic 1-piece molding for the .50 caliber anti-aircraft machine gun. Tamiya went a bit parts happy and designed their .50 caliber anti-aircraft machine gun as 4 parts: a left side, a right side, a separate barrel, and a separate loading gate. Well, that's my comparison of the Academy and Tamiya M18 Hellcat kits. Overall, I have to say these are both excellent kits. Each one has features you won't find in the other. Which kit you choose to build will depend on how detailed you want your M18 to be and what details are more important to you. If you liked this video, please take a moment to click the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button. As always, thank you very much for watching. See you soon.